You can't continue to keep, you know what I'm saying, that type of energy around you and expect to have a positive outcome. And what happens is, these people think that because they're making money, that that's a positive outcome when you're using negativity at the all-time high to get it. That's energy. That energy that you putting out for that money, that negative energy, it gotta go bad. But people don't see it until it go all the way bad. And then, they come to the internet after and they want to cry about the circumstances and why certain things are like they are. No, we knew. People that got common sense. You know what I'm saying? The people that got common sense knew that it wasn't right. You tried to make it look like it was right, and you want us to believe that everything is good, but that shit ain't right. Hell no. It's all type of trauma that's going on in those people's lives. People think that these people that be making money are living good. Nah. They be really frustrated and miserable inside because they have to continue to produce the negative vibes to the world for them to continue to have people paying attention to them. They have to continue to be negative. That shit there mentally will mess a person up. For you to wake up every day and you gotta create negativity. If it ain't bad in your life, you gotta go out here and be negative in order for people to pay attention to you. That shit there will mentally tear you all the way up. And when you see these people, you gotta understand that they really, really are going through shit internally. They not happy. Blueface, that nigga ain't happy. Wicked 100, he ain't happy. Chrisean, they not happy. But they chasing the money. So they gonna continue doing what they doing because they chasing the money. But they not happy. That shit there, you trying to act like you happy because you got some money. But at the same time, you can see deep down inside, the shit is eating them up. The shit is eating them up. And you got to keep grinding for the paper. The paper, you got to keep grinding. Ain't no thinking that, okay, I did this one time and the money gonna grow. Nah. These people usually got habits and most shit. You hear me? Just keeping it a buck. These people usually got habits and most shit that they dealing with, and they really be going through something. Yeah. You don't know what nobody doing, you know what I'm saying, when they by themselves, behind the scene, especially when you can see that they going through something on the camera. They try to make it seem like when they turn the camera off, that they not going through something no more. Nah. You hear me? They going through something when the camera go off as well. You know what I mean? Life ain't all good. And you can tell from when Chrisean was doing all that crying and going through it. Life wasn't that good, But she was portraying like life was good before she started breaking down. Yeah. But she let it be known life ain't that good. When she ran into the boxing contract, that shit felt like it saved her. She felt like, okay, I got some money. I'm back. But then you got to look at her life. What's going on? Her being a mom. how things is going for her being a mom. She's not happy. Hell no. We got to be real. You got to put a show on to the world, right? And you talked heavy about having this child. The child didn't come out as you expected it to come out. Those type of things mentally will play on a person. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. You know, we out here and, you know, some people might side with her. Some people might be against her, whatever. But she the one gotta live that life. We all can have an opinion about how we feel and what's going on. You know, she the one gotta live that life. And I'm gonna tell you right now, she ain't happy. Hell no. Because when you in the light, like they are, they trying to please the people at the same time. And you got people judging what they see constantly. And everybody isn't built for the judgment of others. Even though they in front of the camera and they are seen all the time, everybody is not built for that judgment. Yeah. If you breaking down and crying, you're not built for the judgment. If you going through it constantly, you're not built for the judgment. You trying to do things to suppress that, but you ain't built for it. You know, some people is just numb to a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? They just numb. They don't care regardless. They just numb to shit. But some people, they not numb. I don't feel like she numb. You know what I'm saying? She got to continue trying to make some money. This is all she know now. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like she numb. You know? I feel like, you know, when I see her, she really eating up inside. You know, she talk shit about Blueface and say how Blueface need to go to jail, and, you know, then she hanging out with him. Deep down inside, she messed up. That shit, and I know she young, but that shit will mentally mess you all the way up. Mess you up. You know, she can get on the camera one day and be smiling and shit like that, and then people think that it's all good, but really deep down inside, she messed up, man. Yeah. You know, when she get a check, she might be happy that day, but then everybody got their hand out. Everybody needs something. Understanding when you getting the check, most of the time, the niggas around you is getting money off of your check. They eating off of you. You got to feed everybody around you. In life, it's very slim that at a young age, everybody around you going to be eating. Because when people getting money, they doing their own thing. They not sitting around you. You know what I'm saying? They don't need you when they getting their own money. It's the people that's around you, they need you. So she got to provide this person, that person, and everybody needs something. You know what I'm saying? When you got your own thing going on, you're not sitting around other people. You're doing your own thing. This is something that, you know, people don't understand. When you got your own thing, you're doing your own thing. The people that's around her, they need her money. Yeah, so she got to take care of this person, that person. Money going fast, out the window. You know what I'm saying? Shit might look good. She getting attention. She got the followers. But the money going out fast. And when you young, it's a lot of things in life that you don't know. And you think you know this shit. It's a lot of things. When you young, you don't know. You might can try to think, but the experience, and that's how our brains operate. The experience is what gives us the understanding. Some people still don't get the understanding from the experience, but the experience is everything. Because when you get older, you start knowing what not to do. When you younger and you ain't got that experience, you going off guessing what somebody told you. You feel what I'm saying? And somebody can really tell you some shit and you still don't even understand it. They can break the shit down to you and you still don't understand it. You think you understand it. And then when you experience it, it's a little different. You know, people don't give you that step-by-step booklet on how you should do certain shit. They give it to you from their experience, and it might sound like you understand it, but then you got to do it, and it's just a little different than what they said to you. You know, they went about it this way, you go about it this way. You know, life experiences, man. You know what I'm saying? We all have them. You know, it's just that the people that are in the light, they're experiencing them where they got people around them trying to take advantage of them. You know what I'm saying? They think people really care about them. When you don't got as much, you see people don't really care about you. People be using you. You know, you got people that use you for a little bit of money. So just imagine what they're going to do to somebody that they think got a lot of money. This is the game. You know, everybody ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't for you. Everybody not supportive of you. You know, it's a lot of actors. A lot of people pretending. You know, a lot of people will mislead you. And, you know, the streets, getting high, out there doing whatever you doing to stimulate your mind, escape reality, that shit there mess with your judgment. You know what I'm saying? You might think you got it all figured out, but it mess with your judgment. You know what I'm saying? Shit that sound right, it don't be right. You know, that's one thing that, you know, people that be out there getting high don't pay attention to. When you smoke something or you do whatever you do to get high, and then you come up with the idea, it sound right to you. But when you execute it, it don't come out right because it only sounded right. That was because your mind, you know how some people say when they smoke and they get high, that it make them think better. You know, that's something that, you know, people say that smoke and get high. Man, shit, when I'm high, I think better. You know what I'm saying? That's real common. Hell no. That's what you think. That's what you lying to yourself saying. No. That shit clouds your judgment. Yeah, it felt like it was right. Yeah, it sounded like it was right when you said it to yourself. But when you come down and you do something and you like, damn, I could have did that a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, you like, yo, I could have did that shit a little different. It didn't go as planned, or you might even make it through the situation though. Real shit. You might even get through the situation the best way you can, but it would have went different if your brain was clear. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these people that go hard, you know what I'm saying, out there trying to entertain people, they be on something to do this shit. Yeah, they gotta be lit. They can't do it natural. And you hear so many of these artists that's making music, that's, you know, doing different things, they'll tell you they can't do it if they not lit. They don't make the same music. They don't deliver the same. They just not natural with it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody not natural with the shit. You know what I'm saying? They get out there, they gotta be intoxicated to perform. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm blessed with it though. You feel what I'm saying? I can do this shit straight, raw, sober, whatever I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I had plenty of days that I smoked and I drank and I did all that shit. I can still perform, and maybe I thought those days was the days that I was thinking the best. You know what I'm saying? Because I got high. I felt like, yo, yeah, when I smoke, it make me think better. I got energy. I'm saying all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Just to lie to myself to make it okay that I was doing it and then I was doing whatever I was doing. But then when I sit back and think about the shit after having the experience, I understand that my shit is a lot more clear when I don't do it. You know what I'm saying? I understand that though. This is something I didn't understand before. You know, I smoked bud, I drunk for many years. But I didn't understand how much more clear I was. You know what I'm saying? How much more focused I am now. So, you know, these is like life experiences that, you know, you got to go through. You know what I mean? They introduced this shit to us at a young age through the music. You know, you see family members getting on and shit like that. That shit holding a lot of people back. Real shit. You know, but then some people, by them being high and shit like that, it get them the attention from them being the character that they are when they get lit. Now they this character, everybody want to pay attention to the character, you know, and they gotta continue to use and perform that way so that they can keep the attention. If they fall back and say, all right, I'm gonna quit doing what I'm doing, I'm done with this, they can't stop because they don't have the same energy. The shit kept them going. You know, it's a part of, you know, the game of life, man. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, hopefully things work out for her. You know, Chrisean. You know, I think Blueface, he gonna be the character he is until, you know what I'm saying? I think he gonna continue to do what he's doing because we see that's his MO. You know what I'm saying? That's his MO. He gotta disrespect the women, the content, and he's acting like he's making them something. You know, that shit there, yeah, that's some other shit. You know, that's why it's a lot of drama inside of the man's life. You feel me? This is why it's a lot of drama, because he got to do that shit all day, every day for the attention. So what you think gonna happen? You think you gonna do that on the camera and then turn it off and be all right? When you live a certain way and you gotta be a certain way on the camera, some people don't know how to change it up. You know, you got people that are, you know, entertainers, actors, that they're a certain way on the camera and they're good at it, right? But they get home and they do the same thing. Household messed up now because you acting and living this way, you bring the same energy to the house. You know, then you got some people that deal with those relationships like that because they feel like they don't want to lose the lifestyle. They don't want to lose the lifestyle, so they okay with being disrespected. That's what I see with Nevaeh. You know what I'm saying? She don't want to lose the lifestyle with Blueface. So she's okay with being disrespected to the core. You know, she ain't got it in her mind that you got the light from being over there. Create your own way. You might gotta start from wherever you start from, but now it's gonna be people that's gonna respect you for waking up, doing something different, getting away from the BS. You can be big. But, you know, it take a certain type of mind frame, you know what I'm saying, to be able to understand that, you know, and everybody don't understand that. Everybody ain't got that, man. You know what I'm saying? Smash that like button and hit that subscribe button. Shout out to all y'all that rock with the channel, man. Real shit. Just keeping it a buck. Appreciate all y'all, man. Everybody ain't got that though. You hear me? Yeah. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. Everybody ain't got that. Understand. Hold up. You know, she stuck. She gonna get disrespected until, I guess, she get fed up. You know, but what she should be doing is planning to have her own thing. If you become a dependent of somebody and you don't plan to put things in position for yourself, when they cut you off, you ain't gonna have shit. You gonna be lost. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what I see with her if she don't get it together. You know, if she don't start planning for when things go left or he finds somebody else and he done with her, right? She gonna be going back home around people that's going to disrespect her. You allow him to disrespect you on camera 24/7. Why should they respect you? You ain't got no self-respect. Why should they respect you? You know what I'm saying? And that's what's going to happen. She going to go back home when he done with her, and the people at home going to disrespect her because they going to feel like you allow him to disrespect you. You ain't care about that shit, so why are we going to respect you? You know? And, you know, I understand they're young, but damn. Hold up. That's the thing about when you get in the light. You got to mature a lot faster. Yeah, you got to mature a lot faster when you in the light, when people paying attention to you. Because if you don't, people going to judge you. They're going to have something to say. You know, the world is judgmental. It's just how life goes. The world is judgmental. You know, we can say that you shouldn't judge somebody. And now the world is judgmental. People are going to talk about you the way they feel, you know, what you doing, what they don't like, what they do like, you know. And when you in front of the camera, you can't tell another person, you know, how they should feel about you. They gonna be who they are and feel how they want to feel. They like you, they don't like you. You know, they rock with you, they don't rock with you. You know, some things you do, they not gonna like. Yeah. You got some people that's gonna rock with you till the wheels fall off. You got some people that's gonna be around for a season or two. You know what I mean? It's just how it go. Everybody ain't gonna like you. You know, some people gonna be fans, supporters, regardless if you right, wrong, indifferent, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They gonna rock with you, yo. I rock with you. You know, I like your style. You know what I mean? I like the way you look. You know, I love your energy. That's just how it go. Whether you right, wrong, or whatever. It's just like that life. You know what I mean? You know, some people just gonna hate you because they don't like the way you look. They don't like the way you talk. They don't like the way you walk. They just don't like nothing about you because that's just how it go. You know, you said some things that offended them, offended somebody they know. So they gonna hate you forever. You know, so understanding, you know, you just gotta be you. And you know, these people that get a lot of attention, they're characters. So I really feel like they're not being themselves, they're character. You know, somebody, oh, that's how they really are. Nah, that ain't how they really are. You know, you can't tell me somebody that gets drunk all day on camera, you know, running around getting high all day, that's just who they really are. No, that's something that they created as a character. You know what I'm saying? Because what if that shit wasn't here? You feel me? What if it wasn't here for them to be able to get lit and drunk every day, all day? They wouldn't do it. You know? You do it because it's placed in front of you and it's promoted to you. You know, the shit that we see these people doing is promoted to them. So they promoted to other people. You know, these brands, you know, the liquor brands and, you know, the cannabis brands and shit like that, they promoting shit. It's business. You know, business is more important to people than your life, your safety, or whatever you got going on. It's business. You know, that's how they making money. So if you fail and they gain, they don't feel no tight way. This is why it's important for you to be on top of your shit and understand what you need to do. You feel me? Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Because it's business to them. You know? They don't care if you are successful, if you are anything. Nah, it's business. After you, there'll be another person. You know? They'll replace you with this person, that person. You know? Because people are being born every day. People gotta understand that. You know what I'm saying? You know, the time runs out for certain people. You know, when you young, they push you because they know that they can make money off of you, influence you to sign contracts and different things like that. Pay attention to it. This is why the world is filled with young people that are influential, because the people that really running the show, they controlling them financially. Put these certain people in front of them. Think about that. Blueface and Chrisean, they're controlled by other people. Straight up. Now, when you see them acting a fool all over the internet, but other people control them because other people are making money off of them. We already know Wicked 100 is making money off Blueface. We know this. Straight up. Chrisean, she's gonna go wherever she can to make some money. Yeah, she knows she gonna act a fool. Somebody gonna want to see her act a fool. Come on, man. That's what sell. That's entertainment to the world. Disrespect yourself, act a fool, and then you're something. Yeah. This is who they put in front of the people. So, you know, when the young people see these certain individuals acting a fool, they want to be like them. Straight up. They want to be exactly like these people. Yeah. Chrisean acting a fool. Blueface doing that. You know, you got this guy. See Blueface doing certain things. He might want to be like Blueface. Man, shit. Blueface doing this. Not understanding that Blueface look like he's on top of the world to probably some of the younger people. But he really not. Nigga frustrated inside. Nigga got all type of lawsuits, debt. You know what I'm saying? He got to ignore a lot of the things because in reality, those responsible things that's hanging over his damn head, he don't want to think about them. Straight up, you know, Soulja Boy's baby mom owning, you know, his royalties and, you know, his music and shit like that. He don't want to think about that. Cause that's reality. The judge say she owned this. And now you like, I don't even want to think about that. Let me go over here and disrespect Nevaeh. Make me feel better. I'm going to sit down and disrespect Nevaeh to the core. Now I feel better about homegirl taking my royalties.